Joy, joy, unspeakable joy. This song was written by the Gaithers, and they have given me permission to do this one in sign language to help you recognize some of the different words that are uh, to be signed in the religious setting. The words that you're going to need, I'm going to put it more to an intermediate level, but I want to go through the words because I think they will give you a little more insight to the song. Joy, the same as happiness, but with the J, joy. Now, in this song, both the words unspeakable and the word deep, I'm using the word great. Um, English is a little more difficult, and as you go through the song, you will understand a little more why I chose those words. Remembering that you're going to be interpreting the meaning of the song, not just do word by word by word in an English format, because that's not ASL. Singing or music, and there you're going to be going across. This is your audience, and it's just like a conductor up in front of the stage, and he's leading the symphony or the choral group. He's going to be leading. So sing or music, both are the same sign. Filling, and there you've got your thumb like with a picture kind of out. It's in the A formation. Your non-dominant hand forms like a cup, and you're going to take your A hand and like you're filling that cup. Filling. The word air, take it back and forth. It's like, oh, you feel the breeze here, back and forth. Glory. Starting, and I use my center finger that touches the center of the non-dominant hand, and then it's going to shimmer as it goes up. Because when you think of glory, it's like, oh, there is a lot of shimmering glory to that. The word oh, sometimes I don't sign it. It depends on how fast the song is, whether it's necessary, and that's a big part of it. But in this one, I'm going to just take it out, both hands in the O position, just bring it out. O. God coming down from heaven and landing in the middle of your forehead. Now remember, it's God's up there. So then he comes down and it's landing in, this is the Father position. This would be the word Father. So God being our Father, just bring it down and land right in your forehead. Angels, think of the wings of the angel. And so from both shoulders, take your hands out, forming those wings. Everywhere. Now the word every, you're going to have to just memorize it, is stroking the thumb. In this instance, it's twice, and then where, back and forth with your pointer finger. I always look at this as like, where are they? I'm looking here and I'm looking there. Where? Everywhere. Promise. From your lips, it's words that you put your hand, like you would be putting your hand on the Bible in the courtroom, and you raise your hand. I promise. Promise. Messiah or Christ, and you take it, the M from your shoulder down to your waistline. Think of the Miss America ribbon as you're looking at it, and you're going to cross that because it is royalty. Hour. Now, sometimes in this one, I do not sign it because it is very fast. But if you are remembering, this is possession, our Messiah, coming from the shoulder, open hand around to the other shoulder, because you're including yourself and other people in that hour. And open hand because it's like you're pushing things toward the people that it belongs to. Our Emmanuel, or our God. You also can then interpret this and this is something that you need to think about how fast it's going. Emmanuel means God with us. And remember that our, well, you're us, meaning you and the other people, that same inclusion of everybody around you. Alpha. Now, here's where we get into um, the Greek, and it's included in the Bible when God says, I am the Alpha and the Omega. Well, Alpha is the first, Omega is the last. So you have the first being just one circled around, last being the last digit on your hand, and you just kind of strike it. You can also do first and last, if that would help you. King, and again, that's that Messiah, the Christ, but King being with the K across that ribbon. Hope. That's where it's like you're throwing your wants and wishes up to God, and God is sending them back to you. You're waving at each other. Hope. Ages or time, and that's when you just point to your wrist where your watch would be. Ages or time. And again, born, and that is the natural reaction of the baby coming from the womb. Born. Let, and both hands facing each other, let them come up. Let. Join, and that's where you make that double ring like a chain. They are joined together. Join. All creation, and in this one I do men, so that it's mankind, bringing it down from the Father down to the word fine, and that it's kind of like the word gentleman, but just bring it down and out. Come, it's over there. I'm going to bring it back toward myself. You do this with children. Come here. Well, it's both hands. Come. Adore or worship, and that's where you're going to a hand in your dominant, and your non-dominant goes across that like a prayer, but this one is worship or adore. Him. Now, any pronoun, you're going to be pointing to who it is. This him is God, so you're going to be pointing up to him. Young Mary, and we're going to do Mary, and that's the M. Think of the veil that women used to wear across their head to show humility. Mary. Sweet. Oh, good thing off the lips. Sweet. Boy. Again, this is the male area of your head. This is, and I kind of laugh. A lot of times we think of men being the head of the household, and biblically that's correct. So a boy, grab the baseball cap. Boy. There, and you're just going to be holding your hand out or pointing to another place, not here where I'm talking to you, but away from you, but it's there in the manger. And if you think of the animal feeder, they interlocked boards together so that it would hold the hay. So you've got your manger interlocking your hands to form that cradle. Manger. Asleep, pulling your eyes shut. Asleep. Now, Eden, that's another one where we need to define it. Eden, with the E, we are going to form the square. Now, sometimes they will finger spell something out. I have found most of the time in song, it takes too long for the finger spelling. If you're going to do something, let your audience know before you begin so that they understand what you're talking about. But I would take the E, and to define a plot of ground, you're going to go and form a square back toward yourself. Now, anytime you're talking about land or an area, you come from away from you back toward yourself. If you start back here, that is people. So you want to make sure you start away from yourself. Wound or hurt, that's like two needles going after each other. Wound. Taken away. Grab a hold of it and throw it away. It's one sign to be grabbing and throwing away. Taken away. Lamb and sheep, same word. If you think of this as being your animal, you're taking scissors and you're cutting the wool off of it. Lamb or sheep. With one hand, both in A formations, they are with one another. With. Joy, joy, unspeakable joy, music is filling the air. Glory, oh glory to God, angels are everywhere. Promised Messiah, our Emmanuel, Alpha, Omega, and King. The hope of the ages at last has been born. Let's join all creation and sing. Joy, joy, unspeakable joy. Music is filling the air. Glory, oh glory to God. Angels are everywhere. Come and adore him, young Mary, sweet boy, there in the manger asleep. Eden's deep wound will be taken away by the Lamb lying there with the sheep. Joy, joy, unspeakable joy, music is filling the air. Glory, oh glory to God, angels are everywhere. Angels are everywhere.